Welcome back to another creative exploration with Tammy Collins. Today we'll be doing another swatching of Posca markers, and here's a sneak peek at what's coming in this video. Okay, so today we're going to be swatching the Posca markers that I love so much, and I don't know if it's Posca or Posca. I say Posca, doesn't matter, it's the way I say it. So I did a quick Google search and I found this chart from a ljnightart.com. She does coloring books and she put together this chart. And so I needed something to start with to try to organize this. And so I didn't show you in my previous swatching demonstration with the Tombow how I actually use my template. So this time I'm going to show you. I took that, you can see it's from a Ritz cracker box. And I basically took the time to sort of draw out all these squares and cut them out, because now I have an exact template that sort of is replicated over and over, time and time again, so that I can have continuity and symmetry. I do try to do that as much as possible without getting too perfect. As you can see, I'm not really measuring it. I'm just sort of sticking it in there. In this case, I'm not drawing the whole square because I really just want a line to be able to write the name of the marker at the same place on every page, just so it looks clean and organized. I have to tell you that I feel that this was a very difficult swatching to do, and to be honest, I don't think it came out well at all, and I really didn't want to show it, but I am showing it to you because the point is that you can learn from my mistakes. And that's really what I wanted you to take away from this. So the markers are numbered and labeled the name of the color. So see, right now I'm writing down, this one was number 2 yellow, this one is number 3, and it's bright orange, or bright yellow. It looks orange, that's why I was hedging so much there. But they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they have a color. What's baffling to me about this swatching system is that I have numbers of colors that go into the 80s, but yet the Posca website says that there's only 66 colors. Now, I don't think that's correct, because I found at least a couple that are in my hand that I have that are not on their list. So I'm a little confused, and I'm wondering if there isn't limited edition colors or colors that have gone out of production, or specialty colors in a special pack that you can't get. Otherwise, I'm just a little baffled as to why the number of colored markers that they say they have doesn't seem to match, and also why the numbers are, you know, go into the 80s when clearly they're saying themselves they don't have 80 some colors. So I regret that I did it this way, and my advice to you, if you were going to follow along or do your own version of this, would be to do this differently. And I would go to their website. I'll put it in the description. You can go to their website and go to the markers, and it will give you their color chart. And I would, if I were doing this again, I would put them in the order of that color chart instead of worrying about the number. Most, you know, mediums have numbers for a reason, because they go sequentially, and so this really bothered me about the setup. But anyway, that's where we're at. So Posca markers come in different size tips, and what I'm doing here is I have a lot of 3s and a lot of 5s, and so you can see right there I'm putting the fatter one at the top and the skinnier one at the bottom, just because if I ever want to swatch, so for example, maybe I have the skinny and the 3M and the 5M in the same color, I might want to put them both in here, and so now I can put them on top of each other. They do have other size pens, and as a matter of fact, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different sizes. Which is interesting, because this girl's chart doesn't have that either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She only has 8. I took the right from their website that there is 9 different sizes. I probably won't have all 9 different sizes. I do love the 3 and the 5, and I do have a bunch of the 1s and some 350s, and they're like the fine liners, more like a, you know, more of a uni ball type pen almost, but it's still the paint. And so I'm just going along and putting in the colors that I have. I first made sure that all my tips were, you know, primed and soaked when they're brand new. These markers, you know, they're a white nib, and you have to sort of activate the nib and get the paint into it. So I made sure that was all done. I put them all in order of the number that I had, which again, I'm realizing big mistake. I wouldn't do it that way again, which was confusing to me because I couldn't understand why they wouldn't have it sort of flow more like the rainbow. So you sort of had all your blues together and your greens and your pinks and your reds and your yellows and that sort of thing. So I'm a little baffled by what the numbers actually mean, and I couldn't find any indicator of what they meant anywhere. And so I'm really regretting it because now I don't think there's going to be any markers to put in between all these blanks that I created. So I'm kind of frustrated about that. But it is what it is. Again, we're perfectly imperfect around here. This is how you figure things out. You can't figure out the right way to do something or the way you want to do something until you do it wrong first. And that's really the whole point of this channel, is to just explore, play, have fun, and figure out what works, what doesn't work, and what you like and what you don't like. And so here, I didn't think that this worked the way I did it, and I wouldn't do it this way again for this type of swatching for this. And so I don't like it this way. But in particular, you know, the swatching is super important to do because, you know, you can see these caps on these pens, the color, because it's a different material is what it boils down to, right? So you can have the same exact color and product on 10 different surfaces, and on every surface, the color will look different. It will act differently. It will reflect the light differently. So it's going to appear to be a different color in many different cases. And so on the pen cap, the color, it's a plastic cap, right? So it's not really shiny. It's kind of a matte plastic, but the plastic is going to show color in a different way than it will when the ink is on the paper. So I think that's a reason for it to be swatched. Now I just counted through and how many colors I had, and I'm counting to see how many blanks I have, and I'm going, this just doesn't add up. I'm very confused. This is where I'm starting to figure out that something's wrong with the setup. So I'm getting out her sheet, I'm looking at it, and I'm deciding, well, let me go through and check off what I have, and maybe I better even put the numbers there for what the pen is. And then in that process, I also realized that doesn't work either because her list was wrong. And so that's where I really started to go, what the heck, something's really wrong or off about this. So I don't really know. I don't really understand. It bothers me. I would like it to be in order, the colors and the markers to flow, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so forth and so on. And I guess that's just not going to happen with this brand and these markers. But it's a minor flaw, in my opinion. But what I would have done is swatch these differently. I would have moved, you know, from white into, you know, beiges and ivories and yellows and oranges and, you know, I would have gone more like the rainbow. But I can tell you, if you do want to do the numbers and you do want to do them in order, I don't even know how to tell you to do that because I don't know if there is. So right here I'm missing a number 11. I don't know if there is a number 11 color. There's no way to confirm that. They don't, on Posca's website, they do not have the colors associated to a number. They just have the name and the color. And so the numbering seems to be irrelevant. So right here, I'm noticing, oh, these are not on her list. And this is where I'm beginning to go, something is really crazy about all this. So this is why I realized that I felt like this was kind of, in a way, a bad video. But then I thought about it and thought, well, this is why we watch videos, right? To figure out what we want to do or what we don't want to do, and what's the right way and what's the wrong way. So in this case, I would take this information as it is and use it to determine how you would want to swatch your markers. I know it probably seems like a lot of work or maybe a little tedious, but to me it's super important, right? If this is a product that I love and I want to use a lot of, and I do use a lot of, and I want to know what colors are available, it drives my decisions on how I do things. I want to know, are there colors that are missing that I want? Because those colors might inspire me to do something else that maybe I wouldn't have done before. So I'm just kind of realizing at this point that I'm a little frustrated with this. So her list, she claims there's 59, and you can see I'm writing on the back of it several ones that she doesn't have listed, which that then indicates even more than 66. So I'm just super baffled by the whole thing. And then I don't know, maybe I would think that their website would be current and up to date. I'm not 100% sure. Then I realized I have the wrong green written down. I thought I had 2 emerald greens, and I'm like, how can there be 2 emerald greens? No, there's an English green. And then they have some that are labeled with a P. I'm thinking that maybe means pastel, and maybe that's part of a special set. I'm not sure. And if it is, then there would be other colors to that set. No? I mean, wouldn't you have, a full array of pastel colors? I'm just a little confused. So I did take all this information and go, okay, wait a second. Let me try to remake this list in the correct way. So now I'm just looking back through here at what we have so far in our swatch book. And I went and I made my own spreadsheet, and I put in all of the colors from Posca's website, this is my list now that I made in an Excel spreadsheet, and I put down the colors that they have on their website. And I just put the size of the markers. I did start to put the numbers in, and I stopped doing that immediately because, again, they listed these colors in more of a rainbow format, and so the numbers are meaningless then. And so right there, you see, I realized green. I have a green marker. Here's all my pens. I have a green marker. It's literally labeled green, and they do not have just a green on their site. So as you can see, it's super confusing, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a lot from it, and I hope you can make a better determination about how you'd like to swatch your markers based on this information. I hope you enjoyed this creative exploration with Tammy Collins, where we explore, experiment, evolve, express, and evoke emotion through our creativity. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Don't be shy. Tell me in the comments what you like, what you didn't like, what other things you would love to see me do.